Fire Emblem Three Houses hit store shelves this week. We've got a ton of great stories to talk about on this week's JRPG Report. Welcome back, friends. It's another week, and we've got a ton of smaller stories to talk about this week on the JRPG Report. This is episode 70. My name is James Fisher. Thank you so much for tuning back into your weekly fix for all that goes on in the JRPG world. We don't have any big, delays or major news. Nothing came bursting out of nowhere this week. But there's like a ton of smaller things to kind of quickly hit at, and we'll go over those in just a moment. Of course, this week does see the release of Fire Emblem Three Houses, the eagerly anticipated Switch title. There is a new Officers Academy trailer, which says it's a glimpse into the typical life of a professor. You guys can check that out over on the Facebook page. Any of the videos or select images that I talk about, they're all going to be linked over there on the JRPG Report Facebook page. So if you want to head over there and give us a like, you can follow along with that community each and every week. We're also, I kind of did this last week and actually just got it online yesterday for last week's podcast, but I'm doing a video version of it. I'm going to try my best to do this each and every week, and it's basically just going to be the podcast. But as I talk about, certain videos or things that go along, that'll have some accompanying video for what I can do. Sometimes it'll just be, the old logo up there on the screen. But we're going to try to give that a try, and of course you can see that on YouTube under JRPG Report. But getting into some more news and notes. Nothing, like I said, nothing really huge went on, and I'll be honest, I don't really know where to start. Usually I try to start with that big story and kind of work my way down, so we'll just dive into it. 2 trailers came out for Persona 5 Royal. We've been getting those. It seems like about every week a new character trailer has dropped. Well, this week we got 2 of them. We got Makoto's the other day, and today was Fatuba. Fatuba, I'm sorry. I don't even know where I get that from. It's late. It's been a long day. Anyway, you guys can check out both those trailers on the page or on the YouTube. I will have those for you. Haven't really got a chance to dive into these and see if there's anything that's really going on that's new. I'm guessing it's kind of just, hey, here's our characters. You know them from Persona 5, and we'll get to know a lot more of them as we get closer to hopefully a release date. Hopefully we get an announcement on that pretty soon. Of course, in Japan, as it comes out on Halloween, we'll get it hopefully early 2020. Hope it doesn't slip too far back. We did get some Dragon Quest XI S news. The Japanese version of it has gone gold. So that means it's all done and ready for production. Development of the Western version is still underway. So it will take that a little bit longer. Of course, this is a worldwide release on September 27th. So need to get it cracking on that, boys. Get it going. And we did get some news on it as well that we've kind of hinted at it a little bit, that we were talking about some additional stories that may come out, and you get a little bit more in depth with it. So they're saying there's going to be previously untold truths revealed. New stories have been added. They say, go on an adventure where each character becomes the protagonist of their own story. Talk to people, explore, find treasure, and fight against formidable foes in a unique new story experience. One of the images has Eric with a heel slime, so kind of harkening back to early Dragon Quest titles, in particular the first chapter of Dragon Quest IV, where you had nothing but Ragnar and a hill slime to kind of guide you through. We see Jade with that monster who bewitched her there after the fall, and she looks like maybe when they first encountered that. You've got some other images there going along. It's good stuff, and I think this is it looks like it's kind of going to be some of the stories after the fall, some of the stories before they come into contact with your main character. It's kind of hard to talk about any of this stuff without giving major spoilers, so you definitely want to check out Dragon Quest XI just as a game in whole, but it looks like S is going to really bring some things to the table in terms of really diving into each party member and what maybe some of their motives were and some of their inspirations. There's a couple cool scenes, and we won't really get too much into it. Like I said, there's definitely some spoilers in there, so we'll talk a little bit more about that maybe when S gets a little bit closer to out and people have a chance to play it on their own. There is a new trailer for Monster Hunter World Iceborne, and it shows off the monster Acidic Glavenus. Cool trailer. You guys can check it out on the page as well. They said the species is a subspecies of Glavenus that boasts more precise control of its sulfur-coated tail blade and corrosive sulfuric acid debuffing abilities. Dude looks menacing, to say the least. Not somebody that you want to meet in a dark alley, to say the least. Monster Hunter World also hit a milestone this past week, I believe, that worldwide shipments and digital sales have topped 13 million. I don't think Capcom planned for those type of numbers, but I am sure they are ecstatic that it is done as well as it has. And a free item pack will be available for all players to celebrate this from July 25th until August 29th. Looks like you get an attack jewel, an appreciation ticket, silver eggs, a gold wyvern print, and heavy armor sphere. So they're kind of a last way to say thank you to all 13 million people who have purchased Monster Hunter World. Some odd Nintendo Switch news, and I guess I wasn't aware of this yet. Apparently the system is not available in China. They're going to have a press conference. Nintendo and Tencent will host a joint press conference in Shanghai on October 2nd to discuss the launch of the Switch in China. I plead ignorance on this one. I did not know that was not a thing. So, the first thought is Switch has done incredibly well without the world's most populous country buying into it. Certainly impressive. So finally, our Chinese friends will be able to enjoy the Nintendo Switch not too much longer, August 2nd, rather, for that. Delay news for Dragon Star Veneer's PC release. It was supposed to come out in September. It has now been pushed back to October. And keep in mind, this game is already out for consoles. Idea Factory International delayed the PC version for better optimization, the company announced. As previously announced, the PC version will include all gameplay and art content from the Japanese version, as well as English, Japanese, and traditional Chinese subtitles. So if you're waiting around on Dragon Star Veneer for PC, well, you get to wait just a little bit longer. That's kind of concerning. You need to get that one out. Some Final Fantasy VII Remake, not news, but a pretty cool little thing they released. They put a piece of concept art up, and it shows the Section 1 train station in Midgar. And so what they did was they've got two clips. One of them is the concept art, and then another is one of the in-game screenshots. And it's not exactly, a recreation. It certainly shows Cloud in combat, so there's a little bit more going on than what the concept art was trying to convey, but it's just a cool kind of look into what they're trying to do. I've got both those images up on the Facebook page. You can take a peek at those and see what you think. Certainly looks. I really like the concept art. I like what they try to do there, and then we'll see it come to life in all of its glory. Not too much longer, guys. It'll be here before we know it. I know it seems like a long way away, but at least having a date keeps things in perspective. I haven't got a chance to download this one yet, but there is a demo out for Anunnaki. It's currently available for both PlayStation 4 and Switch demo. It shows off, you get a taste of a story in the battle system. And they released a new trailer called the Upgrade and Customize trailer. So you can check that out. Here is an overview of the demo via the PlayStation Store. The Anunnaki demo includes a story mode that lets you experience the opening part of an epic tale about life, death, and reincarnation. And battle mode, where you can enjoy thrilling combat using an upgraded character possessed by 4 demons that perform different job roles. You can also carry your progress from story mode over to the full game. Anunnaki features exciting hack-and-slash style battles with deep customization of your demons and weapons. Experience unique action gameplay combined with a deep and satisfying story. Anunnaki is coming out PS4, Switch, and PC worldwide on August 22nd. So if you want to check that out, head over to the PlayStation Store or over to the Nintendo eShop, and you can download that demo right now. I've also got that trailer linked for you guys on the Facebook page as well. Super Robot Wars 5 and 10 are both coming to the Switch and PC. These games are already available on PS4 and Vita. Bandai Namco announced this. That's it. That they're both currently coming. A release date was not announced. But if you are a fan of the series, I was especially looking at this concept art. It kind of always reminded me of Mega Man enemies. The way their character designs were, just pretty cool looking stuff. And if you don't have a Vita or PS4 and are looking for this, well, hopefully we'll have a release date for you sometime soon, but not yet. Don't know it yet. There was a new commercial Japanese TV spot came out for Code Vein. It's about 15 seconds long for the September due action RPG. And a screenshot came along with that one as well. This one is due out for PS4, Xbox One, and PC on September 27th. And you can check that out if you are so inclined. Rune Factory 4 fans, there is going to be a live stream on July 25th at 2000. I guess that's how you say it. 2000 Japan Central Time. So hopefully you're listening to this today, the day I recorded it, or the next day. And if it's already happened, you can, I'm sure, find it on YouTube. There'll be links to it as well. This edition of the program is a launch commemoration special for Rune Factory 4 Special, which is coming out the same day, July 25th, in Japan. In addition to live gameplay of Rune Factory 4 Special, there will also be new information regarding Rune Factory 5. You'll have special guests, a mystery secret guest that fans of Rune Factory series won't want to miss. They say, quote, a singer, a live game streamer, and a contributor are also planned to be there. So if you are a fan of this series, you definitely do not want to miss this live stream. That sounds pretty cool. Speaking of live streams, Sega will host the second Sakura Wars Imperial Theater Propaganda Department report at the exact same time. July 25th at 2000 Japan Central Time. So, don't know exactly how that happened. I guess somebody didn't say, hey, maybe not the exact same time as this other, JRPG series live stream. But it's happening. And of course, it's not like you can't watch these things afterwards as well. The live stream will feature various information related to Project Secure Wars, including the first live gameplay of the game's battle parts. Special guests will be featured the producer, Sega Games Company Director and Chief Product Officer, and others. Game is due out on PS4 this winter for Japan and spring 2020 in North America and Europe. Let's take just a quick pause, have a word from our sponsor Anchor, and we'll be back to wrap up this week's JRPG report. We got news this week that Project Stella has been delayed past 2019 in Japan. It may appear at the Kadokawa Games Grand Festival 2019. It is a Starly Girls themed strategy RPG for consoles. Definitely won't make it this year, and it may or may not appear at the aforementioned festival. Quote, we're working hard to be able to tell you even a little bit about Project Stella at the festival, they sent a tweet. But in any case, releasing this year, like we said we would at the beginning of the year, would be difficult. We're very sorry to stay. There was a new screenshot that went along with that, though, but if you were looking forward to Project Stella, you're going to have to wait even longer now. It's not coming out for a while. There is a Grand Blue Fantasy special live stream, which will be going on at the Grand Blue Extra FES 2019 Osaka, set August the 3rd. Now, I don't know if we're going to hear anything in particular about Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. They're not talking about that yet. We may get some information, of course, about the Grand Blue Fantasy smartphone game, and maybe something about Versus. My interest is more towards Relink at this point. We'll see if at some point in time they don't talk about it. I don't see how they kind of can't. I mean, it is an upcoming game from Grand Blue Fantasy, so I don't see why we wouldn't hear anything possibly about Relink. Quick side note, I was flipping through Netflix the other night, and Grand Blue Fantasy is on Netflix now. I don't know if it's season 1 or the whole series or whatever it is, but I think they had, I want to say 12 or 13 episodes on there. I made it through a couple of them when I had a little bit of time, and it wasn't bad. It's certainly an interesting story. I guess it's just purposely drawn this way to where it kind of looks a little older. Like, I would have expected maybe slightly better looking. The effects are really cool in it, and I'm guessing that's the story that's going to be perhaps told in Relink at some point in time, but I'm still very fresh to this whole Grand Blue world, so kind of just taking it all in. We got news about the tactical RPG Fail Sale, Arbiter's Mark. This one came out back on April 30th for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Well, Switch is going to get it digitally from the Nintendo eShop on August the 14th. Publisher 1C Entertainment and developer 6 Eye Studios announced. So if you've been holding out for Fail Seal, on the Switch, it'll be out a little bit under a month from now. According to 1C Entertainment, it has earned a passionate following since it debuted in Steam Early Access and commands a strong 93% review rating. Fail Seal, Arbiter's Mark, is an exciting new turn-based tactical RPG from a studio who truly adores the genre. I've got that Switch announcement trailer for you guys on the Facebook page. We got news of Ys 9, Monster of Nox, has introduced 5 new characters, new systems, and a map of Bordeaux. This comes from the latest issue of Dengeki PlayStation. It includes the reveal of the characters Commander Chevlart, Warden Berger, Examiner Ingrid, Marius, and Magarto, and the boost/extra skill, Larva Battle, and Grimwald's Night systems. Of course, the 5 new characters. And the system, let's see, this boost and extra skill, they say by pressing R1 and L1 during battle, you'll enter into boost state, which increases your ability, the damage you deal, as well as lowers enemy damage, movement speed, and a number of combo attacks you can land. Additionally, by pressing R1 plus L1 in this state, you can activate your extra skill, which is a unique special move that ends the boost state. To enter this boost state, you must fill up a gauge that builds up by landing standard attacks and taking enemy damage. The Larva Battles is a dark miasma that can be found in various places throughout the game. By touching it, your surroundings will become monotone and a battle will commence. By winning this battle, you'll build up your Nox gauge, which is necessary for Grimwald's Night to occur. There are also hidden, high difficulty larvae. So this Grimwald's Night, it occurs when your Nox gauge reaches its maximum amount. The monsters gather in a different dimension where they must defeat countless larvae. The battle will end when all larvae have been defeated. This will also cause barriers in the city to disappear, expanding your range of actions. This system is based on the Raid and Beast raid system of the previous game, but brushed up and equipped with elements unique to the game. You will also receive bonuses based on your score and cooperation with monsters from outside of the party. I've got the link of this giant city as well. You can check that image out on the Facebook page. And you can tell I keep kind of wanting you guys to go there. It'd be cool if you did. We got news of turn-based strategy RPG Tears of Avia has been announced for Xbox One and PC. This one is due out sometime this year in the 4th quarter. England-based developer Cuckoo Squeaky has announced that Tears of Avia, a Japanese RPG-inspired turn-based strategy RPG, wow. A Japanese RPG-inspired turn-based strategy RPG coming to Xbox One and PC via Steam sometime this later. It has... It says its key features are players that play as varied and exciting cast of characters on your adventure through Asteria, each with their own abilities and view on each other. As war continues to split the land, a camaraderie conquer all, or will camaraderie conquer all, or will personal views rip your team apart? In combat, you create your party from 5 different classes and dozens of playable characters. Combine hundreds of unique skills to ensure victory and never have the same fight twice, as each character features its own upgrade and leveling tree. This trailer came out back in September of 2015. I'm just now getting it out for Xbox One and PC, which are basically the same thing. So, yeah, if you've been waiting a while for this one, you can hopefully finally check it out sometime later this year. Our weekly Atelier Raza news was they got 3 new characters, Linkage, Cynthius, and Gather Point. So these new tidbits come courtesy of Dengeki PlayStation. Here are those details. The new character is called Lara. She is a mysterious female warrior with a calm, cool, and collected atmosphere who has investigated Amble and Kukan Islands for a certain purpose. She teaches Raza and her friends how to fight. She wields a pair of long talons in battle and fights alongside Raza and her friends as a party member. We got news of Kiro, a spirit who fights alone for something important. You will run into Kilo in unexpected places. And Agathe is a popular of guardians who protect Razenbonen Village, who watches over Raza and her friends. The new Synthos system is called linkage synthesis. It says there are different trees for each recipe. Even the same tree can have a different outcome depending on the route. There are also automatic synthesis. Item rebuild resynthesizes items you have previously used. Materials can also be synthesized from where you left off in the trees of previously synthesized items. There's also the gathering point synthesis. You can create entire fields synthesized using bottles. Adding more materials, the appearance and items you can collect will change. Atelier Ryza, Ever Darkness, and the Secret Hideout will launch on PS4 and Switch September 26th in Japan. For PS4, Switch, and PC via Steam on October 29th in North America and November 1st in Europe. I want to give a big shout out to Kayung, our newest subscriber on YouTube. Thank you so much for that. Like I said, we were trying something new, trying to get the report out there for people to check out and have a new way of viewing it. So, there's a lot of people that they're just on YouTube. So I want to be able to reach as many people as possible, not only through a traditional podcast ways, but also via YouTube. We tried something new last week. I'm hoping a few of you noticed it suddenly show up in your feed. We did our Sunday special first episode, and this was all about the producer for Tales of Arise, and producer Tamizawa. I read the full interview that I said would be completely boring to listen to. Well, I had a second thought and thought, well, maybe this is, rather than do it, during the normal podcast, let's do it as a special. That way, if you chose to listen to it, you'd get the whole spill. So we're going to try to do that every Sunday. A little bit of foreshadowing. I've got, I think I'm going to do another interview, this time with President Kondo from the Legend of Heroes Falcom, the Falcom president. He'll be talking all about the past and future of the Trails of series. And after that, because it's not quite as long as the other video the other day, I'll give my final thoughts and a review for the PS4 version of Trails of Cold Steel 2. I thought about putting it on here, but I want to keep this podcast just news, and then that podcast will have different things going on in it. So if you are interested in that, hopefully stay tuned for that. One final segment, since we're a little short this week. Not a ton of news came out, but just one thing I noticed. I've made this list, I don't know, a few months ago. So keep in mind, some of these prices may not be exact, but prices usually don't go up on things. They usually only go down. So I made what I call it a budget gamer JRPG list. And this one's just for PS4. And I picked out some titles, and I try to stick to just the ones that I've actually played and would personally recommend, okay? So all of these titles are either under or right at $20. And so if you're wanting to play something new that you've not played before, some of these are remasters, some of them are current gen. There's just a good mix of them all in there. First one that I want to talk about was Star Ocean 4. They recently completely remastered this game. You guys know, either you're a Star Ocean fan or you are not. I happen to be a Star Ocean fan and didn't get a chance to play this one when it first came out. So this remaster hit at a perfect time. Right now, or at the time, I had it at $21. It could actually be cheaper than that. I know that's what it launched at when I purchased it. And of course, these things do go on sale even, from time to time. If you are a fan of that series, you are definitely going to like that game. I thought it was really well done. You know what you're getting in Star Ocean. It's not going to, it may not blow you away, but I just think that those are fun, unique games with the, ability to jump from different planets and space travel. It's just it's a genre that we don't dive into very often. So that's the most expensive game I've got on my list. Okay. One I could not recommend more that is JRPG inspired was Child of Light. I got it at $15. Like I said, these seasons could be cheaper. Just an incredible battle system, a story that you're really going to dive into and enjoy. The cancellation battle system reminds you of Grandia, but doesn't have. It's on a 2D plane, so you don't have to worry about characters running around needlessly all the time. A very, very beautiful game that I don't think got enough recognition. I'd love to see another game in this series, but if you've not ever checked out Child of Light, pick it up. And now, I've heard this game is also on Switch, and I think it even came out on Vita, and I've definitely heard not to do it on Vita, that the controls are a little wonky. There's some sections where you have to guide your spirit little guile light character, and it doesn't work as well on Vita, but definitely I can speak to the PS4 version. Works brilliantly. Pick it up. With Halloween coming up here soon, maybe not get it yet, but the closer we get to Halloween, a game you must play is Costume Quest 2. Okay? This is a hilarious tromp with it's all about kids trick-or-treating on Halloween with a twist and a really, really cool little turn-based battle system thrown in there with costumes that they, that's their they're just kids, but when they collect these costumes, they can turn into these giant overpowered things. If you've never played this game, you've got to check it out. It's really funny, great little battle system, just so unique, and it's a game that honestly we kind of always play each Halloween just because it's so much fun. Another game at $15, an old PS2 game, Dark Cloud 2. One of my favorite PS2 games. I love the town building elements with this game. Battle system, maybe above average to average. Not the best ever, but a very unique game. And like I said, for me, that town building in that game was done so well, and they've really not done it justice with Ni no Kuni 2. The town building back in Dark Cloud 2 on PS2 was light years ahead of what they tried to do in Ni no Kuni 2. Just saying. A very, very fun game. For $15, you could definitely do worse. If you want to go real old school, Peter Solar and the Great Architects for $15. You can't do much better than that. Kind of lunar inspired visuals and sprites. Really good turn-based RPG. Definitely want to check that one out. I just picked this one up on the Switch. I believe at this price point, about $16. You can get the touched up edition of Final Fantasy VII. You guys know I don't need to tell you to not get Final Fantasy VII, but if you're feeling nostalgic and want to hold you over until remake goes out, definitely you can pick that up at any point in time. The last game I've got on here is one of the few games I've actually platinum trophied. It's not a big list for me. I think I've got less than 10 platinums. Trophies aren't a huge deal to me. It's certainly not going through platinums. But one of them Well, the one off the top of my head I know was Ni no Kuni, because that took forever. The other one was Rainbow Moon, and I've seen it as low as like $5. I think it's, everyday price is 15. I love that game. Like, I just thought it was so much fun. A very cool, unique art style to it. Really fun dungeons, fun characters. There's a sequel to it, Rainbow Skies, that I've, like, every time I go to try to pick that up, I just kind of forget about it or something else pops up. But I could not recommend that one anymore, especially at $15. I think you'll enjoy that one. But yeah, that's my budget gamer PS4. I'm sure there's others. I'm not sure like what Battle Chasers is down to. Maybe it's around that price point. I would recommend it as well. But these were all digital ones. Okay, so you can go and don't have to leave your couch. You can go and download it right now. Other ones require shipping or get in your car, so I didn't want to trouble you guys too much on that. Definitely pick those up if you're looking for something fun to play to hold you over until Cold Steel 3 comes out, or until you get a bigger paycheck. Maybe your boss cut your hours down to 15 hours this week. You're a little bit short on gaming budget, but that'll do it for episode 70 of the JRPG Report. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's been a lot of fun this week. Looking forward to do it again. Don't forget, check out Facebook, YouTube. Give us a subscribe and a like and all that fun stuff. And look out for our other weekly podcast, the Sunday Special. I appreciate you guys so much listening and tuning into this clean, family-friendly podcast that we can enjoy being together each week. Till next time, guys, James Fisher signing off for the JRPG Report. And until next time we talk, get back out there and level up.